what I'd like to do is now introduce you to Jim Wallace. Jim and I worked together at General Motors. Jim was in the powertrain division, and we've been friends for a long time. And as I told you before, Jim has personally had more LS6s than anybody that I know. And we've been friends. In fact, he found me my original yellow car that we talked about. So he's also one of the LS6 guys. And Jim?
Jim, Frank Polk.
Hi, nice to meet you, Frank.
Pleasure to meet you. Tell us a little bit about your history with the LS6.
Well, I'm into C3 Corvettes and have been for 30-some years. And to me, LS6s are the most rarest. People think L88s are rare, but they only made 188 LS6s plus 12 ZR1 or ZR2s. And I just think they're really neat cars, and I appreciate them. And about 20 years ago, I purchased my very first LS6, the first of 6. This is the last one I've had, and this is still mine that I drive virtually every summer. I put 3,000 miles a year on this car, so it gets driven. And I've had this car about 15 years. I enjoy them very, very much. Of the 5 cars here, I personally own 3 of the 5. So it's kind of an interest car. I restored that the gray one over there, and I gave this one, sold it to Al in pieces. It was purchased as a project car. He really liked that. So I enjoy LS6s. I actually do the registry for LS6s for NCRS, and I have done that for about the last 15 years also. We currently show about 75 cars in the registry of the original 188. So they're kind of neat cars. They have great styling, and they're very, very fast cars. These with GM at Pontiac, in the engine group at Pontiac, and I did the Trans Am racing circuit with Pontiac when they used to run the circuit all around the country. I did that. It was very, very enjoyable. And then later on, I was an engineer with GM. Later on, I moved into, as I was project manager of fuel injection for Pontiac. And that was where we introduced high volume electronic fuel injection on the 4-cylinder for Pontiac. And then later, about 10 years later, I was appointed director of sales for all the marine and industrial engines for General Motors. And the reason for that was I had quite a background in electronic fuel injection, and we wanted to convert all of the marine engines to fuel injection. So I did that up until I retired in 2001 with General Motors. Now, of course, my passion is still Corvettes, even though I work for Pontiac. Never did work for the Chevrolet division, but I've had Corvettes back since 1962. So I've enjoyed them very, very much. But C3s, again, are my passion, and specifically LS6s are.
Jim, thanks so much for taking the time to talk.
I appreciate it. Nice to meet you guys. Hi, I'm Jim Wallace. You're watching Vettster, Vettster.com.